So what is up, guys? Nick here, helping you to master your technology. Let's take a look at the iPhone SE 3 unboxing and first impression. So you can see this is the front of the box here. I did go with the midnight color for this one because I had the red SE second generation. Let's go ahead now and unbox this phone right here and get an idea of the device. So we're going to open it up and you can see right away Apple did decide to keep around the iPhone 8-like and iPhone SE second generation-like design right here. It's very well packaged. They're letting you know right there you do have Touch ID, and that's something that is a really big draw with this phone. A lot of people still want Touch ID, and so this is going to be your option if you want that. Let's do the plastic peel. Beautiful. So definitely do like the midnight color, but there's not a lot of colors besides the red that are really zingy with this model. It is the base model iPhone, so you shouldn't expect some amazing color options like you're going to find on the higher end models. So inside the box here, you're going to find yourself the lightning port right there, the USB-C, no charger in the box, no headphones, nothing like that. Just the Apple stickers, warranty guides, and the SIM card tool. So all those accessories you'll have to buy separately. So let me go ahead and just get into this device. It's just an Apple setup. I'll be back when I'm in. All right, so we're now in the SE third generation. And does this look familiar? It feels very classic. The first thing I'm noticing is just holding this is taking me back to 2016, 2017 with the iPhone 7 days, even the iPhone 8. It's closer to iPhone 8 with the glass back, but let's talk about it. 4.7-inch display here. There's not really any first impressions because I've had many times to see this phone, this body. 12 megapixel rear camera on here, up to 4K 60 recording on this SE third generation. In addition to that, 4 gigabytes of RAM. That's up from 3 on the iPhone SE2. Let's go ahead and take a look at the software that comes right out of the box here. It should be iOS 15.4. and it's up to date 15.4 right out of the box. That's a good thing because 15.4 has been performing great. Let's go down here to the wallpapers and we'll take a look at the SE included wallpapers. You'll see, we'll put the one on the box, but there is 3 of them right there. You got that one, you got this one right here, and you got this one. So yeah, I like when you get your own specific wallpapers for your specific phone. It just kind of makes it feel a little bit more special here. But what is the big deal with this phone? Well, it's essentially that you're going to pay $429, which is a little bit more than the SE2, but you are getting the A15 Bionic, which is faster. And I think the real reason for the slight price increase is the battery is a little bit larger than the iPhone SE second gen. So if you're wondering why did they go up on this phone and it's still the same design, it's probably because the battery is a little bit larger. In addition, a faster chip and also inflation and things like that. So you got to factor in a lot of things right here. But let's go ahead and take a look at this next to the iPhone SE2 and you'll see that it's the same phone. That's why I did a pre-impressions because I knew it was going to be the same exact design. What's nice though about all of these SE3s though is that they have black bezels. I know some people like the white bezels of some older iPhones, but the black bezels hide the fact that you have big bezels quite a bit, so they're not that bad. Let's go ahead and take a look at everybody's, it seems like, favorite SE of all time, the iPhone SE 2016, which I want to see come back, quite frankly. This was the true one-handed iPhone, like no hand cramping, no gymnastics with your hand doing stuff. This is the easiest phone ever of all iPhone time. Maybe the older iPhones with the 3.5-inch screens are a little bit easier, but this one, super easy. Not quite the same here, but still this is quite small. It's 4.7 inches if you like a compact. Now let's take a look at the iPhone 8. Again, carries over that same design, and this is from 5 years ago. You'll see that the Apple logo is in the middle on the SE3. It's up a little higher, and we don't have to have the iPhone logo anymore because everybody knows what an iPhone is, so Apple did get rid of that. So let's go ahead and take a look at a phone I think this carries on the legacy of the iPhone 6S in 6 days. It's still similar again, but that Apple logo comes down, no iPhone branding on there, and the cameras, both 12 megapixel, but you get a much better sensor on the SE third generation. I will say this thing is very light too, by the way. It's only 144 grams, so it's super featherweight light, but you're still getting that 326 ppi 16:9 display. So if you like that old style square panel that's not narrow or anything like that, you'll enjoy this. I also like how this phone has said to improve the camera just based on the chipset, so you should get improved results, and it's nice that you get the photographic styles in here as well for this phone. You should get some of the pro mode like features on here as well. Like you could change between 16:9, 4:3, and you do have video modes you can tweak right here, 4K 60, like that. So a great starter iPhone camera, and the focus abilities of the video as well as the actual results are still going to top a lot of cheaper competing Android devices. Let's take a look at something of a comparison I'm going to do soon. A lot of people are wondering, should I just buy the iPhone 11 or should I get the SE 3rd gen? You get A13 Bionic, but a dual camera system on here and a much larger display. This is going to be a tough comparison, but you know, already I can say the iPhone 11 might represent more value just for the larger display, bigger battery, but iPhone SE 3 here giving you that faster chip, the new processing with the camera. So we'll do a comparison on these to see which is the better buy. This is only about $100 more on the iPhone 11. Let's take a look at the iPhone 7. This phone still looks quite similar. So any of these older 4.7 inch phones, this is a great upgrade to any of those phones. It's basically, if you want to keep that look, you'll like this quite a bit. And lastly, the iPhone mini design. This is like the iPhone 12 mini right here, same color, midnight. The iPhone 12 mini I think is a much cooler phone because it's got these squared edges, feels much more like the iPhone SE 2016, but that's just my opinion. You might prefer the rounded edges of the SE3. The mini just feels like better. It has like that all screen display and it's still one-handed. The SE though, classic feeling. It's nice that you have all these options though. It really is. You know, there only used to be one iPhone option back in the days. Another big thing to note about the SE 3rd generation is that this phone has 5G, and yeah, that's quite a big thing for some people, you know, especially in today's day and age. It makes this phone come to the modern era. 18-watt fast charging. The phone right here, just overall, you know, it's just taking a classic shell and putting all the modern internals on the inside. That's what the SE3 really is. There's not much more to talk about here with this phone. But let's go ahead and take a look at the cameras here. I'll put the SE3 there. I'll put this colorful Rubik's Cube here so we can see a little bit of how it does perform. So let me go ahead and focus in, take a photo, and kind of zoom in there. And you can see, very nice. Again, it's going to be tough to see how well it looks comparatively to another phone until I do the actual comparison, but this is not a phone with an ultra wide, so you're gonna have to back out to get your camera samples on here. You want to get your zoom, you're gonna have to go like this, and it's not gonna be super far. So this is again a base entry iPhone. On the front, still using a 7-megapixel camera, and if you're into front-facing video, this one is not gonna be the move. Topping out at HG on the front, nope. This is not gonna be the phone for those of you who want to do high-quality vlogging on your device. It's not for that user, but it does have at least have a portrait mode on here, and if you want to do vlogging, you can, but it's not going to be the best option in the iPhone land. My first impressions are, I actually kind of like this phone, even though it doesn't have, you know, all the features. I think it actually makes sense in their lineup. It's a base entry iPhone for those of you who don't want to pay top dollar for an iPhone. The only thing I'm a little bit disappointed with this phone is that I just want to see them do something a little bit different in the design, even at the base level. They could put like an iPhone XR like design at their base entry. I think a lot of people want big phones, and if they want a small phone, they would have picked the mini already. But in addition, this phone is not really for the techie person. This is for the mainstream. This is for the Apple user walks in and says, I just need an iPhone and I don't want to spend a lot on an iPhone. This is for that person. And the SE3 has already been sold out. So that should tell you a lot. I personally don't feel like the people at the lower end, just because they're paying $450, why should they have to deal with this older design while somebody who just pays $100 more could get an iPhone 11? Like, I feel like they should just bring something that's like really good value with a newer modern design with these internals, to the market of this price point, because if you look at the Android competitors at this price point, they're all giving you a very good looking design, even though they're not quite as powerful as their more premium counterparts. So that's it for me. We're going to do some speed tests with this one. Let me know what you want to see in comparison to this phone right here down below in the comments section. And if you picked up an SE, share your thoughts with the community. It's a great device. It just has an older shell. That's about it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Stay tuned for more. Nick here. Be sure to be well. I will catch you all in a very next episode, and peace.